Hi, Alv.
Hi.
So we said we were going to look at the difference between this thing. What's this?
Aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration.
Well remembered. Anaerobic respiration. Now, can you remember what the differences were?
Aerobic respiration is when while you run you can't breathe, and anaerobic is when you have a heavy muscle.
Well, anaerobic is where you don't have time to breathe. And you're right, that's when you're lifting a heavy weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Aerobic is when you do have time to breathe. All right. And we said the equation for aerobic respiration, and we've been through it a few times. Can you remember what it was?
Hmm.
What did we start off with when you've got respiration?
Um.
Begins with G?
Glucose.
That's right. And what do we react it with?
Oxygen.
And what do we form?
Carbon dioxide.
And what else?
Um. Water.
Excellent. Can you remember the formula?
Hmm?
C,
CO2.
no, C6H,
Uh. 12. O2.
O6
6.
plus
Um.
6,
2O.
close,
O2.
O2 gives 6
2O.
CO2 and 6.
6.
What's the
HO2.
close? H2O. All right. So that was the formula. Now, anaerobic respiration doesn't have oxygen. So you have your glucose, but instead of it reacting with oxygen, you form these.
263H6O3.
Yeah,
Wait, the H has a different number.
that's right. And so
Different.
that one looks like this. We've got the carbon.
Okay.
And how many hydrogens have we got?
6.
One, two, three, four, five, six. And they're all joined together. How many oxygens?
Um, 3.
One, two, three. Right. So is that the same as this?
Yeah.
Think carefully, is it?
Oh, no, no, we're missing out the six, three, three. We're missing out the 2 thing.
Yeah, we've got to have two of them, haven't we?
Yeah.
Right? So what have I got to do? I've got to take that and make a, oh, blimey. I've got to take that and make a copy of it. I don't know why it suddenly decided that it loves that oxygen that I did. It keeps on appearing. All right, well, you've just got to imagine that we've got two of these, yeah?
Yeah.
And they come from this here. So if you look, there's 6 carbons. Well, one, two, three, and there would be another two, four, five, six. So that's right. 12 hydrogens. Well, one, two, three, four, five, six. And then there would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 oxygen, one, two, three, and then there would be one, two, three again. So it
Oh,
balances just like before. Makes sense?
yes.
All right. I bet you want to know what that thing's called, though, don't you, on the right-hand side? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's called lactic acid.
Lactic acid. I've heard of
Now,
that.
good. Where have you heard of it?
What on one of your teaching?
Oh, well, lactic acid is when you're running and running and running, and
And
suddenly,
you
and your
can't breathe,
legs,
and you.
your legs just won't work anymore because you've built up so much lactic acid in your legs that your legs start cramping up and you just can't do it. Lactic acid is what's made when you anaerobically respire. In other words, you get
Like,
the energy out without oxygen. Now, this one You get a little bit less energy than you do from this one, where you get more, all right?
Yeah.
Um, but you get it quite quickly, all right? So you get the energy quite quickly.
Yeah.
So you get the energy quickly, but you don't get as much energy from it. Now, where does this happen? Well, the anaerobic respiration happens in a part of the cell called,
The
well, you
middle.
tell me what's that in a cell?
Um, Nucleus.
Very good. Do you remember what this is called?
Mitochondria.
Right. Now, the mitochondria is where the
Energy
aerobic,
is stored.
hold on, that now you understand why. Because aerobic respiration happens in the mitochondria. Anaerobic happens
Happens in the
in,
nucleus.
no, it happens in this part. What's that part called? Begins with C,
Cell wall.
CY.
Um, cytoplasma.
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasma.
Cytoplasm. Can you say cytoplasm?
Cytoplasm.
Very good. The cytoplasm is the sort of jelly-like stuff in the middle of the cell.
Yeah, by the way, you haven't told me that.
Have I not told you about the
You
cytoplasm?
haven't told me about cytoplasm.
Okay, that's very bad of me. All right, well, now you know cytoplasm is all of the liquidy stuff that everything else floats around in the cell. So anaerobic respiration happens in the cytoplasm. Aerobic happens in the mitochondria. And when you get very, very, very tired at the end of the race, imagine you've just run really, really fast. What do you do when you get to the end of a race?
You
Well,
you have to breathe for some air.
yeah, you have to go do this, don't you? And you
Yeah,
pant
that's
quite a
called
lot.
panting.
That's right. And you pant because you have what's called an oxygen debt. Now, a debt is when you owe somebody something. So you get an oxygen debt with anaerobic respiration, and all that lactic acid you then have to burn away
Oh,
in your body.
okay.
Now, it's not, listen, mate, it's not like little fires inside you. When I talk about burning glucose in your
It
muscles,
it
it's not like
means
little
it
fires.
goes smaller, smaller, smaller.
It does mean it gets broken down, but it also basically it means reacting with oxygen. That's what we mean when we say burning. Okay? What
Okay.
you see, the flames and stuff like that, are just lots of gases and stuff that are formed when you burn something in the air. But if you burn it in your muscles, you don't get all of those gases floating around. What you get is carbon dioxide and water. All right?
Okay.
So, just to recap then, aerobic respiration happens in the cytoplasm. And you get quite a lot of energy from it, and you get glucose and oxygen gives carbon dioxide and water. Anaerobic respiration, you get less energy, but you get it quickly. But you do also get lactic acid formed. Are you
Yeah,
happy with all of that?
and then the lactic acid burns down.
Very good. Now, just a final thing, just to remind you, um, we'll look at this in a bit more detail, but what is going on here? Can you tell me what I'm drawing here?
A person,
I
a
am drawing,
person's
yeah,
body.
person's body.
Wait, whoa. That's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny. It's a kind of bad drawing as well. Now, this that I'm drawing is a part of the body. It's a special sort of system.
Your lungs.
No, this is where you get food. It's the digestive system. If I was to draw the
I've heard of
person
the
here,
digestive system.
you've heard of it, have you? Look at this dreadful picture. His
Mhm.
legs are down here somewhere, I think. Give him a startled eye. All right. So you get your food, it gets mulched around in your stomach, and then at about this point, it starts going into the blood. That's how we get our glucose from what we eat.
Oh,
Make sense?
okay.
I want to get that picture off there because it's so bad. Now, that's how we get our glucose. Where do we get our oxygen that we need for respiration? Well,
Air.
exactly. So we get that from these things, don't we? What are these things called?
Lungs.
Right. And so from the lungs, we get all of the air coming out into your blood. So the respiratory system, which is like ventilation, like breathing, it's the lungs, and the circulatory system, which is all of your blood system, pumping your blood around, and your digestive system, which is how you get your glucose into the body, are all sort of interconnected and they all work together to make sure that that respiration equation works. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of your bodily systems, all of the things inside your body, do you remember we did cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, organism?
Yeah.
Now you can see how all of these organs build to make a system, an organ system, and how these organ systems all work together to help our organism live. Make sense?
Yeah.
Well, you've done brilliantly tonight, Al. Thanks for coming along.
High five.
Bye.
Pretend.
High five. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.